this video, I'm going to be showing you how to crochet this beautiful textured stitch. This is the extended single crochet 2 together rib stitch, which sounds very complicated, but I promise it's easy. It is a 1 row repeat, which builds up really quickly. It's fully reversible, so you have this fantastic texture both on the front and the back of your work, and you can use any yarn and any hook size that you so wish for this stitch. To begin, pop a slip knot onto your hook. Now the extended single crochet 2 together rib stitch has no pattern multiple that you need to worry about. All you need to do is simply chain until your project is the width that you want it to be. I'm just doing a small sample for you today, so I'm going to go ahead and chain 12. Once you have your chains to the width that you want your project, we're going to begin with just a foundation row of single crochet to build from. This just gives your rib stitch a little bit of a firmer base. So we're going to start in the second chain from the hook. Now this loop on your hook does not count as anything. You only want to count these fully formed chains hanging down below. So 1, 2, and then into that second chain from your hook, work 1 single crochet. It doesn't matter which part of the chain you work into, just work into whichever bit is easiest for you. Then into every single chain all the way along, we're going to work 1 single crochet in each. For row 2, we're going to do the extended single crochet 2 together rib stitch. Now this is just a 1 row repeat stitch pattern, so row 2 is the row we're going to repeat over and over and over again until your project is the length that you want it to be. So to start, we're going to chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and turn your work. Working into that same stitch where you just chained from and going under both loops of the stitch, work 1 single crochet. If you have a stitch marker, it's a good idea to mark this with a stitch marker, this very first stitch, so it's nice and easy to see when you come back. I'm just going to pop that loop back on my hook. Now for the extended single crochet 2 together, we start in the first stitch working under both loops, and we end in the very last stitch working under both loops. But for all the stitches in the middle, we are going to be working into the back loop only. So if you look at your stitches, they each have a little V. We have a front loop, which is always the loop facing you, and the back loop, which is the one furthest away from you. We're going to be working into the back loop, and that forms the rib texture for this stitch. Now the extended single crochet 2 together, we start in the same stitch where we just ended the last stitch, and we end it in the next stitch. So going back into that same stitch where you just made your single crochet, go under both loops because this is the very first stitch and the first stitch is both loops. Place your hook underneath that exact same stitch and draw up a loop. Then to end into the next stitch, go under the back loop only. Just insert your hook under the back loop and draw up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through that first loop only. Then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That is your extended single crochet 2 together. Now, as I mentioned, for this mid part of your row, we are working into the back loops only. We start the stitch in the same back loop where you just ended the last one. So place your hook under that exact same back loop that you just finished working your stitch into. Draw up a loop, then go under the back loop of the next stitch and draw up a loop. 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through just 1 loop, so that very first loop. Then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Again, we're going to work this extended single crochet 2 together. We start it in the stitch where we just finished, so go back into that same back loop, draw up a loop, and we end it in the next stitch. So place your hook underneath the back loop of the next stitch and draw up a loop. 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through that first loop. This is the extended part of this single crochet 2 together. Then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So we're going to continue working this into the back loops only all the way along until you have 1 stitch remaining. So going into the same stitch, the back loop only of that same stitch where you just ended, go back in, drop a loop, and finish in the next stitch, back loop only. Pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 3. Again, go back into that same back loop where you just finished your last stitch, draw up a loop, and then finish in the next stitch, back loop only, draw up a loop. 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 3. Again, starting in the back loop of the stitch where you just finished, so go back into that same back loop, draw up a loop, and then finish in the next stitch, back loop only, under and draw up a loop. 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 3. So your extended single crochet 2 together has 2 legs. We start in the same place where you just ended, and then we finish and end that stitch in the next stitch. I hope that makes sense. So again, go back into that same back loop where you just finished your stitch, draw up a loop, and go into the back loop of the next stitch, draw up a loop. 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 3. Going into that same place where you just ended your last stitch, back loop only, draw up a loop, and back loop only of the next stitch, draw up a loop, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 3. Going back into that same place where you just ended the last stitch, draw up a loop, and the back loop of the next stitch, draw up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 3. As you work your way all the way across, at the very end you have 1 stitch remaining that we haven't worked into yet. As this is the last stitch, we want to end going under both loops. This just keeps your edges nice and secure, and it doesn't pull them out too much and make them too gappy. So your very final extended single crochet 2 together of the row, we start as you have for all these others in the middle by going into that same place, back loop, where you ended the last stitch. So I've gone into the back loop, draw up a loop, and then into this very final stitch, I'm going to go underneath both loops. So go under both loops of that final stitch, draw up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 1, and yarn over, pull through 3 for the final stitch of the row. So you'd continue repeating row 2 over and over and over until your project is the length that you want it to be. We'll do that row again together. I will go a little bit quicker this time. So we're going to chain 1, does not count as a stitch, and turn your work. Working under both loops of the stitch where you just chained from, work 1 single crochet, and then mark that single crochet with a stitch marker to make it nice and easy to find. Then we begin the extended single crochet 2 together for this very first stitch. Just as we did in the very last stitch, we work under both loops. So working into the same place where you just made your single crochet, pop your hook in under both loops, draw up a loop, and then we're going to end by going into the back loop only of the next stitch. Drop a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 3 to complete the stitch. Then working along the middle section of this row, we're going to be working into the back loops only until you reach that very final stitch. You'll begin your extended single crochet 2 together in the same place where you just ended your last one. So under the back loop only, draw up a loop, and then you end it in the back loop only of the next stitch. Start in the back loop where you just ended your last stitch, so into that same back loop, and end it under the back loop of the next stitch. Once you have worked all the way across and you have just 1 stitch remaining which has not been worked into, you can take your stitch marker out. And for this very final extended single crochet 2 together, we start in the back loop only, that same stitch where you just finished, draw up a loop, and we finish it working under both loops of this last stitch. You can see by working into the back loop only, it pushes the stitches forward, and that's what gives you that lovely ribbing. So from this point on, you simply repeat that same row again. We're going to chain 1, turn and work a single crochet under both loops of that same stitch where you just chained from, and mark it with a stitch marker. Then we begin the extended single crochet 2 together, starting it under both loops where you made that first single crochet, that same place, ending in the back loop only of the next stitch. Then working back loop only all the way across over until you have just 1 stitch remaining. You always start your extended single crochet 2 together in the same place where you ended the last one, working under the back loop only, and then working under the back loop only, you end it in the next stitch. Work this all the way across. Once you reach the other side and you have just one stitch remaining that you haven't worked into, start your extended single crochet 2 together in the back loop of the stitch where you just finished and end it under both loops of that very last stitch. Keep repeating row 2 over and over again until your project is the length that you want it to be. Once your project is the length that you want it to be, to fasten off after your very last stitch, you're simply going to chain 1, cut your yarn, leaving a nice long length for weaving in, pull that up, out, pull it tight, and your extended single crochet 2 together rib stitch project will be complete. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please do let me know what you think of this stitch down in the comments section. And until next time, happy crocheting. Bye!